Welcome everyone. Hey. It's that time again. We're here for another conversation. I like to call these discussions my regular Wednesday night discussions that I come on and I just have a wonderful conversation with you, share with you. We share together. We have a great communication, a great dialogue going on, and we just grow and we just learn from each other and we just build. So that's what I'm here doing tonight. It's good to see you again. Another Wednesday night. It's 9 p.m. Eastern, where I am. Not sure where you are, but wherever you are, welcome. Good morning, good night, good evening, whatever time it is. It's good to have you on the call. And well, actually on the discussion, on the live video, because this is not really a phone call. I'm just on Facebook Live. And I'm going to be broadcasting. I'm going to share this on other platforms, Instagram, my YouTube page, on my Twitter page. So if you do not get to be a part of the video, don't worry. You can join in you can watch it later if you're not able to make it. Welcome. Good to see you. Carrie Discovery, you were able to figure it out. Welcome, Kayan. Welcome, Carrie. You figured it out, my friend. Good job. So for tonight's discussion, I want us to talk about uncluttering the mind. Sorry, it's early. It's not too late. Uncluttering the mind. Now, you may ask what brought on this topic for discussion. Because every week I try to come and discuss something that is geared or is connected with the mindset, but not only the mindset, but also factor in you finding your purpose, getting a clear vision for your life, things that can really help you move your life along, things that can really help you to go to that next level of where you're trying to get to. So again, this is not a monologue, it's a dialogue. Feel free to ask questions in the middle. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to just express yourself and I will answer as we go along. It's only 30 minutes for the conversation, so it won't be too long because I don't want this to be long and boring. I want it to be short, spicy, and just get straight to it. All right. So welcome again. Thank you for joining me. I'm Dorica Carter, and we're going to be talking about uncluttering this mind, this powerful tool that we have that I love so much ever since I discovered The Secret. And now I'm talking about The Secret, the movie The Secret that went viral years ago. I talk about the law of attraction, but I'm talking about this secret, this hidden gem that we have called the mind that we only use a small percentage of. And if you could only get to use or figure out rather how to use more of this little powerful tool, then trust me, everything that we know about our lives, even the world would change because everything starts here. Anything that you're experiencing in life, anything that you're using, technology, furniture, house, whatever, car, it starts here in somebody's mind. So I like to talk about it because I realize the importance of the mind and how if we can just master or control the thoughts of our mind, then we can really change and transform our lives. So we're going to talk about uncluttering the mind. And what helped me to talk about this topic is the fact that I know for many years, I'm one of those people who I get a lot of thoughts. My thoughts come like a million miles a minute. And I always wonder, sometimes when I think about the thoughts that come through my mind, I always wonder, my God, how is it that these thoughts are just flooding in? And I wish I had a way to just control them or to filter them or to just, pick the ones I want, get rid of the ones I don't want, just to really control that. And for many years, I didn't know you could do that. I thought just whatever came to your mind, you had no control over it. You had nothing to do with it. It just came and you were just hopeless and you were just helpless. But ever since I discovered that that's not true, it kind of changed my perspective. Well, let me find a better spot. Can you see me now? Because I just got a message that the connection went bad. Hi, good to see you. Good to have you. Welcome to the conversation that I like to call it, this wonderful, spicy conversation we're about to have tonight. And our friend Carrie Discovery is on. Every time I say that, I want to crack up because I remember you saying that you couldn't get on. But thank you for taking the challenge to come on and making it happen. That shows that, hey, we're in this And no matter what, right? That's the motto for this year. That's our theme song, no matter what. So I was talking about uncluttering your mind. And what brought this topic on for tonight, what caused me or what made me pick it, and why I want to talk about it. Now, a lot of people have challenges when it comes to their mindset. They may not realize that they have challenges, but you can see it. And the way you see that is based on their actions. Based on somebody's actions, you can tell whether or not there's a mindset challenge, or their minds need to be reset. Most of us, actually, were programmed a certain way growing up. And the programming, we didn't know it was happening, but it did. We were programmed from a young age, from our parents, from school. Thank you. We were programmed from school. We were programmed based on the social, our social outings, like the friends that we hang out with. Were programmed based on what we watch on TV, what we read in books, what we listen to on the radio. Everything that we give access to get into here is programming us. So we grew up with all these habits that we didn't know where they came from. We just know we have them. We have a mindset that we didn't know what brought that on. We just know we have the mindset. So now it's for us to reprogram that. We need to unlearn some things to learn the things that we need to learn. And that's going to be a lifetime process. Trust me, it's not going to happen once and be done. As long as you live, you're going to keep learning and unlearning, learning, unlearning. So we're going to unclutter the mind, because if your mind is uncluttered, then it's easier for you to reprogram it. It's easier for you to filter. It's easier for you to get the things out that don't need to be there, so you can have the things that need to be there stay. All right. So I'm going to just jump right into that. Again, this is a conversation, so feel free to ask questions and to chime in the process of this. And then we're going to answer questions afterwards, question and answer, a quick, I'd say 5-minute question and answer session afterwards. So when I was faced with a challenge to unclutter my mind, I knew I had to do it. I didn't know how to do it. That's the first thing. So what I had to realize was, okay, I don't know how to do this. I need to learn. And I was listening at the time. I was listening to, I think it was Les Brown, one of his videos on YouTube, and he was talking about getting organized in your mindset. But in order for you to get organized in your mind, you have to organize your surroundings. Because some of us can attest to it. If you're living chaos, or if you're in a chaotic environment, then it's going to be hard for your mind to be clear. So the clutter actually starts in your environment. You're not realizing it, but it starts there. And if your environment is cluttered, then your mind is going to be cluttered too. Because I was in a position where I was in an environment that was cluttered, and I knew it was cluttered, and I didn't know how to unclutter the environment because it wasn't my place. To unclutter the place. So I said, you know what, in order to get my mind clear and focused, I need to create like a little space that I was in control of, that I could just organize. So that's what I did. I found one little space, one little spot, one little area, and I just organized it. I fixed it up, made everything neat, organized. I just did what was available to me, and I made it the best that I could. And after that, whenever I would feel confused, or whenever I felt like my mind was just racing too much, I would focus on that one spot, that one area that I organized physically. It's a physical area that I organized in my house. I focus on that one little area, and I would just keep my mind. It's good to have you. Welcome to the conversation. Feel free to chime in as we go. Feel free to add what you any questions you may have. Ask them and I'll answer them. So whenever I would get confused, or whenever I felt like my brain was just overworked, I would just look at that one area that was organized, and it will help me to calm down. Literally, I felt like the stress level was here. It would just calm down because I was focusing on a place, on something that was organized. And once I did that, good night, Michelle. Good to have you on the conversation, on the call. Welcome. And, I all the way from Jamaica, it's good to have you. If you have anything that you want to add, just go ahead and put it in the comment section. Any questions, ask it. And I realized at that point that if I could just organize a small area of my life, and it could help my mind to actually start calming down, or the stress level to go down, then I could really do this in my mind. And I began to seek out ways that I could really unclutter my mind. And the first thing I realized is, if you're going to unclutter your mind, you have to become really comfortable with getting quiet and getting still. Let me say it again. If you're going to unclutter your mind, you have to become really comfortable in slowing things down, becoming quiet, becoming still. Now, being still doesn't mean you're going to stop talking, but you're just thinking. Because we can stop talking, but we allow our minds to race and we actively engage in thinking. That's not what I mean. Being still means you're going to sit still. You're not going to have any agenda. You're not having any thought that you're putting in your mind. You're not trying to focus on anything specific. You're just being still. And you're not talking. You're not trying to figure anything out. You're not trying to read. You're not trying to listen to anything. You're just sitting down, just being still. And you allow your mind to just do its thing. Now, when I tried that, the first thing that happened was I noticed, I wasn't trying to really pay attention. Okay, no problem. I wasn't trying to really pay attention to what was going on, but I realized I became more aware of what my thoughts were. So as I slowed myself down to the point where I became still, I became quiet, and I would take these moments daily in my car, like on my lunch break. I'd go sit in my car. So instead of going somewhere to lunch, I would normally just go sit for an hour. And I would just be quiet and I would be still. And I would just look at nature, just look. Just aimlessly looking. And I began to realize that my thoughts that was flowing through my mind, I was identifying like a trend. I began to realize I was aware of what was in my mind. And for a long time, I didn't know I had control. I didn't know I could do that. But I realized I was able to do that. And as I began to practice that more, being still daily and allowing my thoughts to just flow without me trying to control it, I realized by doing that, I was able to pinpoint thoughts that I wanted to stay and thoughts that needed to change. And what I started to doing now was go with pen, paper, because I like to write stuff down. I like to journal. And after I was done with this session, after I was done with this activity, it's good to have you, Damien. Welcome to the conversation. Again, we're talking about uncluttering the mind and how we can do that. So as I begin to practice this daily, and I would do this for 1 hour or sometimes half an hour, depending on how much time I had for lunch. But my aim was to just go in my car, sit still, and just let my mind just go. And when I was done with that, I began to write down what I noticed I was thinking about. And I began to identify the dominant thoughts that I had. Dominant thoughts. And once I identified my dominant thoughts, if it was something that I want to keep, then fine. But if it was something that I wanted to get rid of, then I would start figuring out how to do that. So the first thing to do to unclutter your mind is to be quiet, get still, and sit with no agenda, no music, no books, nothing. Just allow your thoughts to just go. You can close your eyes if it helps to block the world out. If that helps you, you can do that. If you're distracted by what you see, easily close your eyes, but just sit quiet, be still. Let that happen over a period of time. I would say 15 minutes to half an hour per time. I would say per day, but if you don't have the time to do it daily, I would say whenever you do it, just let yourself go for 15 to 30 minutes at a time. So that's the first step. It's always good to have pen, paper to journal your progress, to journal what you're thinking. The second step is to try meditation. I don't know if anybody on the call or on this conversation have done it before, but meditation is very good. I did meditation. I still do meditation. And meditation can take different forms. So I'm not talking about meditation that you sit still and you hum and you sit in a yoga position and you hum. I'm not talking about that meditation. Because people who do that, they're practicing yoga, and that's a different type of meditation that I don't do. But the meditation I do is me pretty much, after being quiet for a period of time, then I go into meditation. When you go into meditation, that's pretty much you allowing yourself to really go inward. I don't know if you understand that, but let me explain that some more. So in the process of meditation, you are being quiet, you're being still, but you're also allowing yourself to go inward. Now the Bible says that, God has given us everything we need for life and godliness. So whatever answers you're seeking, you have the answer to that. Whatever issue you have the solution. Whatever it is you're looking for, you have it in you to do that thing or to solve that problem. But we don't take the time enough to really listen in, so we don't tune in and we don't find it out. So I realized that when I started to meditate, and I'm going to help you in a minute to take you through the process. Not completely through the process, but give you steps of how I did that. But when I started that process, I realized that I was finding out answers to questions that I always had, that I thought I needed somebody to help me figure out, that I thought I needed a mentor for, that I thought I just couldn't figure out on my own. I was finding those answers that were already in me. And it just blew my mind when I thought about that. And I'm thinking, oh my God, all this while I'm looking outside of myself. I'm trying to find somebody else to help me to figure this thing out. When I knew the answer myself, I didn't even know it. So that's what meditation does. It opens a door. It unlocks you to your real self, to your inner being. It unlocks you to your source, really. Not really you, it's your source. Your God. In you, it connects you to that. Meditation helps you to connect to that source. So whatever that was blocking it before, it opens the door. And the way I meditate, I normally just sit. I start by being quiet, being still. Allow my thoughts to just flow. And after a period of time, my thoughts begin to focus. Like it begin to get focused on something specific. It's not all over the place anymore. Welcome. Good to have you. Good to see you on the call. And I'm talking about the mindset, how to unclutter your mind, and really figure out clarity. Because that's what uncluttering your mind does. When you unclutter your mind, you get clarity. So yeah. So I sit down, I become quiet, I become still. And then in the process of doing that, I allow my mind to open a door to take me inward, where I connect with my source. And when I'm connecting with my source and I'm connected with God in me, I realize that the questions that I've been asking, I found answers to. The problems that I need a solution for, I was able to get. And after that, the first time I tried it, I actually was blown away by that, because I marveled at the thought that all this while I have the answers within me. And I began to do some more research about it, and what it entails and how to really utilize that tool, that strategy, to help me to become better, to grow, because I'm all about growing. And as I begin to practice that more, I tweak my meditation. So I don't play music in the background when I meditate. If that helps, you can. And the type of music you can choose, it can be like just anything relaxing. It can be sounds of water. It could be nature. It could be anything that just relaxes you and calms you down. You can play that. If you need help to start, you can try that. For me, I don't, because I don't need that. Some people, when they meditate, they say a mantra, which is pretty much reciting something, but I don't do that either, because I'm not really I'm not going to that level. Some people went to that level and I'm not. So for me, it's just simply uncluttering my mind, and this helps. So again, you can start meditating you can start with music. It's okay. Just get in a quiet place. It's just you play the music, and it allows you to calm down. It allows you to relax and get your mind in that place to start just letting your thoughts flow. If it doesn't work for you, then don't use the music. But as long as you can get still in your car, in your room, in a closet, wherever that place is you can find to really be still and be quiet and just listen, that's what I'm talking about. So meditation is really just you tapping into your source, into God, so you can listen and you can find solutions and find answers. And in doing that, you actually unclutter your mind, because now your thoughts begin to take shape. Now you're not just thinking random thoughts and your thoughts are over the place and you get confused. And no, now your thoughts begin to focus in line with one thing. It begins to focus. Whatever that one thing is, it will just take shape in your mind. And it's really hard to explain because it's something you have to try to know what I'm talking about. But if you have tried it, you'll understand. When you sit down and let your mind go, then it begins to race. But if you try to control that, you'll find that you're pretty much controlling or influencing the outcome. And the whole point of meditation is not to influence the outcome, but to listen for an answer, or to see, or to realize, or to find out something that you don't know. So you're not influencing any outcome, you're allowing the answer to come to you. So you're pulling that thing from within and you're bringing it to the forefront. Whatever that was hidden, lying dormant, whatever that was so deep down that you couldn't access before, through meditation you can access that. Whatever it may be, you bring it up to you bring it up from your subconscious to your conscious mind. Because we all have the mind of Christ if we desire that. But in order for us to really function and utilize that mind, we have to access it. And we don't access it by just going around every day doing our everyday normal lives. We access it when we get quiet, when we get silent, be still, and we meditate. And if you practice that on a daily basis, you begin to unclutter your mind. Your thoughts become clearer when you are even aware of what you're thinking. Now you have the ability to really control the thoughts that goes on in your head. You can filter it. It helps you to create a filter system. And when something comes in that you know you don't receive, or you don't accept, or you don't want it to be a part of, you can reject it. You have the power to do so. But you're not gonna activate that until you get into that place where you unclutter your mind. All right? Do I have any questions on this topic about uncluttering your mind? Anything about meditation? Anything about being still? Any questions you may have, let me know so I can answer them. Because I know I'm giving you a mouthful. I'm throwing things out there. And anything that challenges you, just let me know. Of course, this was made to be challenging. But if you need clarity, that's what I'm here for as well. All right? So everything I do, I make sure I journal. So I've been keeping a journal of times that I meditate. And for the times that I've done it, and the times that I practice this, I realize that I'm able to write a clear plan for my day. That's what I realize. It gives me clarity. And I'm able to write a clear plan for my day or for my week or whatever I'm trying to write a clear plan for. That helps me to do that. So there is power, and there is what's the word I'm trying to look for? For lack of a better word, there is something to grasp through that, through meditation. All right. Once again, don't be scared of the word or what it means. If you need to research it some more to see if that's for you, do that. Do your due diligence and make sure it's something that you want to do. But I'm just introducing you to the fact that you can become so still and quiet and tap into that inner source that it can help you to unclutter your mind. All right? Which doesn't happen on a regular basis if you're just running around, working, doing your daily duty. You're doing the things that you need to do. That doesn't happen. Only when you get still and get into that place do you begin to unclutter that mind. So try it. You can try to organize your surroundings as much as you can. Make sure it's organized. Make sure things are in place. That can help you to start the process. But then always remember, getting into that stillness, into that quiet place where you just allow your mind to just go. You're not trying to control what comes in and out of your mind. You're just allowing it to just flow. And you become so still now where your mind begins to shape and take focus, and your thoughts take you into that place. The quietness and your quietness, the stillness will open that door for you to get into that place where now you're able to connect to the source, which is God. And through that, you're able to really declutter all that's going on in your mind. All right? Do you have any questions at all on this topic, on this discussion? Anything that you want to ask or add? I'm open to challenges. If you don't agree, that's fine. Please let me know, because this is I'm not an expert, in anything. I'm not an expert. There's always room to grow and to learn more. But I'm just sharing with you what I've experienced and what I know works, because it works for me. And other people I've, heard say it works for them too. So, anything you want to say, just let me know. But in a nutshell, I want to let you know that the process is not hard to do, and you can start today. It doesn't have to be long. It's always a rule of thumb, though, if you're going to do that, at least 15 minutes, because anything shorter than that, you're not giving yourself enough time to get still. Because it does take a while for your mind for you to get still, and for your mind to get to that place of, where, your thoughts are now changing or taking shape. It does take some time, especially if you've never done it before. It may take longer for you to just get to that place. But at least 15 minutes, I would say, is enough time to really try it. And then as you begin to do this more often, you can upgrade. You can go up to 20 minutes. You can go up to 25, half an hour. My goal is to do 1 hour. It's hard for me to sit still. So half an hour for me is great. But 1 hour would be exceptional. So my goal is to get to 1 hour of just meditation. And you can do this in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, whenever you have the time. It's doable. I choose afternoon because after I'm at work and I want to take that time away from the job, but not only from the job, but take that time to just de-stress, to just declutter. And I just go in my car and I sit still for half an hour or an hour, however long. And I just let the process go. All right. So once again, thank you so much. There are no questions, nothing. And thank you for joining me on this call. If you have any questions, you can send me an inbox. You can text me, let me know. Anything else you need to know about it, I'm happy to share with you. I'm happy to answer any questions off air if you choose. But it was a pleasure having this conversation with you. Again, my goal is to come every Wednesday at this time. The time has been varying, but between 7 and 9 p.m. because I'm trying to find the best time for people. I know we all work. So probably this time is the best time because most people are coming off work between 6 and 7. Hi Sheila, welcome to the conversation. It's good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Mindset Maven, and you're the best person to be on this conversation too, because we're talking about the mindset again and how to declutter your mind. Because many of us, we have busy lives and kids and work and business and everything we're trying to do. Our minds get cluttered along the way and we have so much going on. Sometimes it's hard to filter. Yes, it's hard to filter all that. So we're talking about how to declutter your mind. And Sheila, I was just sharing that some of the ways that you can declutter your mind is to learn to get still. Because we don't do that a lot. But we have to learn to get still, where we become, very still, quiet, and we just allow our thoughts to just flow. We don't try to control the outcome of our thoughts. We don't try to control how we think, what we think. We just allow the thoughts to flow. Yes. Finally, what happened? You couldn't type before? Okay, you have a question? Go ahead and post it. Yes, Sheila. So I was saying being still and then meditation. I don't know if you try meditation. Oh, awesome. You'll be back on your talk next month, March 7th. Okay, awesome, Sheila. I'm looking forward to that. So if you chime in, feel free to chime in, because I know you also have your Mindset Maven business, and that's what you focus on, building a strong mindset. And let me tag somebody in this call. Yeah, building a strong mindset and just developing that. So getting still and meditation are two things that I do to declutter or unclutter my mind, where my thoughts become clearer, where I'm able to make clear decisions and write a clear plan for my day or for my life. Do you have anything you want to share as well, Sheila, about how to unclutter your mind? Something that you've tried, or something that works, so that the people on on the conversation too can get value from that? Okay, perfect. So, Sheila is saying it's important to pause and think, how would what I do next affect me or others? So, how would what I do next affect me and others? So it goes back to decision making. Like, we have to become very good at making good decisions. Sad to say, not many of us. Welcome to the conversation, Camille. It's good to have you. We're talking about uncluttering your mind and how do we get there, so that we can have the life that we want. So feel free to chime in with a question or a comment as we continue. So Sheila was saying that it's important to pause and think how what I do next affect me and others. How does your action affect yourself and somebody else? Many times we don't think about that. We just do, but we need to stop and think. Yeah, take time for yourself. Mecation away from everyone and everything. No, that's something that I'm going to admit I don't do often. I don't take time from everything and just to my. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that it's for some reason I just can't seem to get it. I want to disconnect from everything and everyone, and I know I need it because there's a point in my life where I know I need it. Like something would tell me you need to take some time away. Check into a hotel room for 2 or 3 days. And I've always wanted to do that, but for some reason I can't bring myself away from, I'm finding all kind of excuses. The kids need me, and mostly it's the kids, really. The kids, if I'm gone, what are they gonna do? They need me for school. But I know it's important to take time away for yourself. Because when you have so many hats that you're wearing, you have so many titles, you get overwhelmed. You get bogged down. And if you're not functioning at your highest capacity, you can help somebody else. Really. So you need that time, self-care. And self-care is actually key. And that's one of the things that I said I was going to start doing this year, taking more time from me. Because there are times when I do feel I need it. And I won't be able to do the 2 to 3 days. Yeah, Sheila, I know you have 4 and you find that time to take 2 to 3 days. I need to talk to you off the air because I need to know what you do. But for me, I may not be able to take 2 to 3 days and go to a hotel right now. But what I do is I'll take like a day a week, mostly like a weekend, and I'll just disconnect from everything and everyone. Where I'll just leave the house, no phone calls, no, I have my phone, but no social media. No, nothing that will get my mind, in that place again. I just take that time. Me care. And my goal is to do more of like the spa days. Like I want to have like once a month, I just go away at a spa day and I spend the entire day out at a spa, even a night. I don't know about the 2 to 3 days yet, but one night would be good for me as well. And so far, I take the day and I just go and I just either go do my nails or watch a movie or I just drive somewhere and just go read a book. I just take time to just enjoy that. I'd love to do more of that. My goal is to do more of that this year, starting probably next week, actually. But that's a part of you uncluttering your mind, knowing when to disconnect. Yeah. Knowing when to disconnect. Yeah, Camille, you said I read alone for fun and that's your me time. That's good. So anything you can do to really disconnect from everyone, because we need that, take it. That will help you to also unclutter your mind, because if you get to that place where you can relax and just breathe and you don't have a care in the world, you don't have to make any dinner that night, nobody looking at you to cook, you don't have to clean, it's just you taking care of you. We need that. We definitely need that. And that's one thing you can do as well that can help. The other things that I mentioned for Camille, who just nails and all that still requires to engage with others, I really don't anyone know. All right, so when it comes to the isolating yourself, Sheila, completely, I'm not there yet. I thought about honest. Let me be honest. I thought about that, and bring me on next time. I know she'll have to do a lot of typing, but if I know you're available, I can definitely have you come on as a guest speaker, and you can just talk that way. You don't have to keep typing. But I was thinking about it, and I was listening to Wayne Dyer, and he was saying he went to Maui to write his book. And most of his books that are bestsellers, that's where he goes. And he just disconnects from his family and he goes and he writes for like weeks at a time and months at a time. But I'm thinking, okay, you can do that, Wayne Dyer, okay? You can do that. I can't disconnect for weeks at a time. But the thought of just going to Maui or going to a retreat or going away, just no technology, no one there, just you, it really and truly made me excited. Yeah. It got me excited, and I'm like, I would love to do that. And honestly, what's stopping me? Nothing but me, actually. I have nothing stopping me but me. So if it's something that I really want to do, I will find the time to do it and I'll make it happen. So I'm going to challenge you to challenge me to take some time for myself more this year. Take more me times. Take more time away and disconnect from the kids mostly, because I always have them. So from the kids. And just do, and trust me, I would love to you just said you can't do it. To disconnect? Oh, Camille. Yes, a lot of writers do that. A lot of vacation by themselves too. My ass can't. You just said you can't. Oh. So yeah, Camille. So you say you cannot, but honestly can't. We're not gonna have that word in our vocabulary this year. We can. We can just take one day at a time. Even if you can't take a full day, take a couple hours. Start small. Couple hours at a time. Couple hours at a time. And this is something that I realized too. We set expectations for people. You know, I said to my husband, I got frustrated because I wanted some time away, and he didn't realize I needed the time. And because he didn't realize I needed the time, I was angry at him for not giving me the time. And when he said, what's going on? And I said, listen, I'm tired. I need to get away. I need some me time. And now I said it out of frustration by the time I was frustrated. And he said, so why don't you take the time? As if it was that easy to do. And I said, wait a minute, what do you mean? Because you guys are always looking at me for something. If I'm not here, you feel like the place is burning down or things are going to just fall off or it's going to be the end of the world. And you know what he said to me? You know what he said to me? He said, we have to adjust. You just do what you need to do. We have to adjust. And when he said that, it like something went off in my head and say, you know what? I'm setting the expectation. I'm the one that's giving them the example of what they can and cannot do. I'm putting myself last. They're not making me last. I am choosing to put myself last. It's a choice. It's a decision. Yeah, it's a decision I made, and I'm creating the reasons why that's the case to validate that decision, and then I'm getting frustrated and angry because he's not giving me the time that I think I need. So yeah, I realized it was me. So Camille, I'm sharing this with you because I too can relate to what you're saying. You know, one day is okay for now, yes, until you get to 2 days, 3 days a week even. But that's the goal, right? So the goal is to unclutter your mind, become very clear in those me times. I like to get my nails done in my me time. I feel good when I'm just at the spa getting a nice massage, mani-pedi, and then and while I'm doing that, I'm just either just laying back and just chilling, enjoying that. And I feel happy when I leave. and then I'll go do something else, but it's all about me. So if you don't want to be, by yourself, too quiet, that's fine. As long as you do something that services you, that takes care of you, it's all good. All right? So yes, Sheila, I'm going to inbox you for next week, Wednesday. So next week, Wednesday, at 9 p.m., I'm going to keep the time at 9 because I realize it works for everyone. It's more practical for people to be on the conversation at 9 p.m. simply because we work, and this is better. All right, so next week, Wednesday, we're going to come on. We're going to continue the conversation about the mindset and how to unclutter your mind. And we're going to have our guest speaker. Yeah, so Camille, if that works for you, that works for you. So we're going to have Sheila come on next week, and she's going to be a guest speaker on the conversation. And we're going to talk some more about ways that which we can, one, unclutter the mind, to become clear. Because the whole aim of this is to become very clear about what you want, really. And getting your mindset to that place where you can see yourself in your future and you can live that life. All right, so thank you again for joining me on this conversation. It was a pleasure. It was good. I enjoyed it. Again, see you next week, same time, same place. Have a good night. Love you.